Yo, what's up, JC kids? Would you shake hands with someone who is really sick and possibly contagious? Yeah, neither would Elisha. Wait until you hear this story coming up next. Welcome back, JC kids. We are going to be checking out a pretty cool, crazy, and whatever other adjective you want to throw on it with our story today. Elisha, who took over duty from Elijah, was chilling and doing work in Samaria, and at the same time, Naaman was in Aram, so completely different city. And now you're probably like, who is Naaman? And I'm totally like, that's a great question. Let me tell you. Naaman was a soldier, or really a commander of all the soldiers in the king of Aram's army. He was a good soldier, but an even better guy. There was one problem. He had leprosy. Leprosy is a skin disease that causes bubbles and pus to form all over, and it's super contagious. Nowadays, it's curable, but back then, not so much. And even worse, if it is left untreated or uncured, then it will cause nerve damage. That is what Naaman had, and his wife was like, hey, hubby, you should totally go to Samaria to see this holy guy who can cure you. She was, of course, talking about my boy, Elisha. The king was like, oh, for sure, go. I'll even write a letter for you, letting them know that you're my boy, and to make that miracle happen quickly. Naaman shows up in Samaria with a letter to the king, and the king was like, yo, boy, chill. I ain't God. Your king is acting sus. And then Elisha hears about this and was like, you both need to chill. Send leprosy boy my way. I got this. So that's what Naaman does, which really, this is just a big confusing mix-up that if Naaman would have just listened to his wife, he would have been going to Elisha in the first place. So good job wasting everyone's time, bro. But either way, contagious Naaman shows up at Elisha's house ready to be healed. Naaman wanted Elisha to come out, wave his arms, plead to God, and some other weird stuff. But instead, Elisha just tells him to go jump in the Jordan River 7 times, which seemed too easy. So for some reason, Naaman gets really upset and goes to leave without being healed. Like, bro, you came all this way, just jump in the silly river 7 times. What's the worst that could happen? So Naaman reluctantly does it. On the 7th time, he came up out of the water and he was completely healed. There are so many different people that God was able to use in this story. So Naaman's wife was used by God as a source of information. The king of Aram was used by God by providing a way for Naaman to get to Samaria. And Elisha was used by God in order to heal Naaman. The point is that you can be used by God. You just have to be willing. Sometimes God will use you as the person to bring the healing, like a doctor. Sometimes God can use you as a source of knowledge, like your parents or a teacher. You just have to be willing. So the big idea is I can be used by God. Everyone stand up and get ready to say that big idea together. On the count of 3. Are you ready? Well, here we go. 1, 2, 3. I can be used by God. Great job, everyone. Just remember that if you're willing, God can use you to do amazing things.